Joe, it'll be interesting to see how long this strike goes. Is this one that maybe a week or 2 weeks, relatively short? Or are we looking at something that could be extended out over 7, 8, 9 weeks? That remains to be seen. The longer it goes, the more painful it's going to be, not only for the automakers, but also for the economy. We've talked about that extent. Let me give you a little bit of a backdrop in terms of the strikes that have been called by the UAW. First time ever, we are seeing strikes at all three of the Detroit automakers, Ford, GM, and Stellantis. One plant here in Michigan, one in Ohio, one in Missouri. Those three facilities employ about 2,700 workers who are now walking the picket line instead of working on the assembly line. And we've heard from them all night long about how long they're prepared to stay off the job.
Everything, my livelihood, my family's well-being, everything's on the line for me. I was raised in the UAW.
We deserve our raise. We deserve I think everybody out here does. We come to work every day, we work hard, we make sure quality is right.
People have been underpaid for a while. Benefits have been crazy, so this is definitely something that's going to help everyone.
And let me clarify that, 12,700 workers at the three plants that are now on strike for the UAW. All right, so what happens next? There will be no negotiations today. Shawn Fain, president of the UAW, has said for some time they're not going to have negotiations today, but they will be holding a rally in downtown Detroit. Most final assembly continues for Ford, GM, and Stellantis. The question now, when will we see more strikes? Because the UAW has said this strike is going to be different. If they do not believe that there is progress being made, then they will call for more plants to be shut down. And will they be final assembly plants, or will there be other targeted strikes at plants that build engines and transmissions, which is how they've done it in the past? But clearly they're not doing it that way this year. And again, there is a rally in downtown Detroit. Guys, you don't want to miss what we have coming up next hour. We are going to be talking with GM CEO Mary Barra about this strike and about the negotiations that, frankly, I can tell you that I've heard from a number of executives. They are frustrated with how this has just come together or not come together with the UAW. And we're going to be talking with Mary next hour. Guys, back to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Phil, they've got the element of surprise. You don't know where they're going to strike next. They'll keep management.
Sure.
I think that's their idea, to keep them unsettled. Over the last decade or so, Phil, it's become popular to talk about, big business, the billions of dollars, the CEO compensation. And when you hear that Ford made $20 or $25 billion, or take your pick of the big three,
right,
that narrative resonates with a lot of people. And can we draw any parallel to how long the Hollywood strikes have lasted to the staying power of the auto workers? In this case, Phil, they might dig their heels in.
Well, they may dig their heels in. Joe, look, this is the time that the UAW believes it has maximum leverage on a number of fronts. Generally speaking, even though these workers believe that they are not getting their full pay of what they should get, in a new contract, generally speaking, people are in a far better financial position now than they were in previous strikes. In previous strikes, people going off the job were like, I'm not crazy about this. I believe in the union, but I'm not crazy about it from my personal financial standpoint. That doesn't mean these guys are rolling in cash, but people are in a little bit better financial position going into this strike. Does that mean it lasts a little bit longer? Remains to be seen. We know the UAW believes it has leverage, and it believes that it can push this much further than what we've seen perhaps in the past when it came to strikes with the big three.
Well, Phil, that's part of the strategy, too, right? By doing just targeted plants where you've only got about 9% of the UAW membership out, the strike fund will last longer, too, meaning they can keep this up. If they hit a plant that produces engines or something that shuts down production at other plants, what will the automakers do in response? Will they continue to pay those workers even though they're not able to do any work?
No, and that's part of the strategy here. Look, other plants are still going, and they're still building vehicles. If they were to hit an engine and transmission plant, well, then you wouldn't see final assembly continue at many plants. And as a result, the automaker, whichever one is hit, would be able to say, you know what, you're laid off. And then you go into the state unemployment rules. That's not the case this time around. These people out here, they're going to get $500 a week from the UAW and also some assistance with their health insurance. But otherwise, Other workers continue to work not under the old contract, but their pay remains the same as these negotiations continue.
Right. Hey, Phil, though, but as they move around, I mean, I guess the question is, how much movement or moving around of this strike do you imagine there's going to be? And ultimately, does that prove to be more disruptive and more threatening to the business, if you will, or to these automakers than if there was just an outright strike across the board?
Far more challenging for the automakers because, A, they don't know where the next strike may take place, and B, you know, if they're completely shut down, if you're an automaker, yes, it's going to be damaging to the bottom line. It's going to cost you billions of dollars, but you can say, okay, we're going to lay off these workers. We're going to do the negotiations, and at some point, we'll fire back up. This way, if the UAW, I said it earlier today, it's almost death by 1,000 cuts. You don't know where they're going to hit next. You don't know what production you're going to have to shut down all of a sudden. It makes it much trickier and much more challenging for the automakers to deal with.
Phil, the big three are already behind in EVs. We know that, and
yep.
it's not going well. Ford, you know, we heard about Ford's projected losses. Now I've seen Jim Farley say this is going to push it out into sometime in 2024. If they weren't striking, would they be catching up? Or I just don't see any path to near-term success for the big three in EVs, and this certainly doesn't help.
No, this doesn't help at all. And in terms of the path to success for the big three when it comes to electric vehicles, it's taken far too long, and it keeps getting extended out. And ultimately, guys, yes, this is weighing on shares of Ford, GM, and Stellantis right now because of the implications of this strike. But you know one reason why I don't think these stocks are moving at all? Because people are looking for when are they going to do something with EVs. And by do something, I'm talking about get market share, come up with a model that is a hot seller, get momentum. That's what they lack when it comes to electric vehicles. Yeah. And there's a lot of questions about when we will finally see it. Because for a long time, remember, it was wait to 2023. Well, 2023 is here right now. And now they're saying wait to 2024. Yeah. There are a lot of people who are saying, not sure it's going to be there.
Do you speak the language of the horn? Because I can tell you that those horns that are beeping, it's not, hey, you guys get back to work. That's, I'm with you.
Oh, no.
You guys. I am with you. Hang in there. This is a just cause. That's what those horns are saying to me.
And Joe, the people who are on strike here, about 3,300, this is where they make the Bronco and the Ranger. This entire plant is not completely shut down. Stamping production continues on the other side. Final assembly is shut down, but stamping production continues. And so we're seeing trucks that are coming back and forth that are obviously going to be ultimately doing some work in here. Those trucks, which are their suppliers to Ford, nonstop honking. There is support for these workers out here, not just from the locals who are driving by, but you can tell from the suppliers, from the people who are driving those trucks, bringing things in and out of the plant.